and this is a short sequence, a seated sequence that will help relieve any discomfort if you've got a bit of lower back issues, a little bit tight or a bit sore in the lower back, a little bit weak there, maybe causing a bit of sciatica. If there's some pain sort of going down through the back of the leg maybe. And this is just a short sequence that you can do daily to help relieve some of that discomfort. So we're going to start in a cross-legged position, but with your legs a little bit further in front of you. Welcome to pad under it, or sit on a blanket or cushion or something more comfortable. Maybe not a yoga brick or block, because you might come off when we start moving, but you can make sure you're comfortable under the sit bones. A little bit active with the feet, so try not to relax too much with the feet, but flex the ankles, spread the toes. You feel some activity there. Hands onto knees, and we'll just start to massage around. Nice and slow to begin with. Just your natural breath flow. So if you do feel sort of a little bit tight, maybe breathe out through the mouth. And just allow yourself to relax. There's no real kind of right or wrong with what's going on with the upper body. You can have a bit of movement there if you like. Some massage into the hips, get some energy into the hips. Slowly start to feel that releasing into the lower back. So you can keep it a little bit smaller if you like, this is fine. Or you may want to take it a little bit deeper. Again, entirely up to you. You can go a little bit slower than what I'm doing, or quicker. Maybe have a bit of experiment, see how it feels in your back. And then we'll change direction, moving around the opposite way. Again, we can continue to experiment, bigger or smaller circles, quicker or slower. See how that feels in your body, so listening to your body, what sensations you're getting around your hips, your legs, your back. And then returning to center. We'll bring the legs into a butterfly position, the soles of the feet together. So depending on your range of movement, you might want your feet a little bit further in front or a bit closer to you. Try and find an upward position. So again, you might feel you need to sit up onto something. Your hips are quite tight, causing your back to round, and this is already uncomfortable in the back. And just sitting yourself up onto a little prop to give a bit more space for the hips to open. You can hold around your shins, ankles, feet or toes. Again, take the option that allows you still some space here, not struggling to grab the feet. You feel you can broaden across the chest and lift up and lengthen through the waist. We'll do a gentle flutter of the butterfly wings. So this isn't an aggressive kind of pounding through the hips, just a gentle flutter. The legs are relaxed actually. Again, bringing some energy into that hip area, and feel then the softening into the lower back. If you're tight in these hips, it'll be pulling around into the lower back, so we're just trying to loosen that up. And then slowly drawing the knees up, feel the inner thighs working. Exhale, pushing the knees down to the floor. As you inhale, pull belly, engage into the belly, and as you exhale, see if you can grow a little bit taller, finding a bit more space across the back. Inhale, coming up, and exhale down. We'll just do this one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. And releasing, relaxing the legs, bring the hands behind you and feet to the floor. And take a seated pigeon, and I have some options. So if you are able to bring your right ankle onto the left thigh, we keep the ankle flexed so that the knee and hip are all aligned. If this is not available, can't get your leg up, just take your left leg extended and you can work here, trying to rotate the hip out. So sometimes what causes discomfort in the lower back is if we're a bit tight into that piriformis and it pinches on the sciatic nerve and can cause some pain here. So these pigeon positions help to release that. If you're happy to stay here, we're trying to push the knee away from you to increase the sensation. If you want stronger sensation, bring your foot a bit closer, your hands a bit closer, so you're in a more snug position. I'll just show you from the side. If you're struggling here, this is not going to be great for your back. So find where you can straighten the back and push the knee away, and only coming into that closer position if you can maintain that. And you're really getting into this area here. Stay where you are. I'm going to take a couple more breaths. Remember to keep that ankle flexed. You don't want to over pull into the knee. And then carefully releasing the leg. Or window wiper, knees one way, head and shoulders the other. Just a couple of times, and then switching to the other side. So for your left leg coming up, you might need the foot further away to start with. You might feel comfortable coming into that tighter position. Check in with your breathing. If you're holding your breath, maybe gone a little bit too fast, just ease off so that you feel some sensation, but you can keep the breath nice and calm. And focus on that sensation rather than mind wandering off. So listen into what's going on in your body. You can use your breath to help release into the pose. Each exhale, letting go of any tension around the hips and lower back. One more breath here. And then releasing the leg, taking those window wipers again. Nice freedom here through the pelvis. And then we come into deer pose. So this is a yin pose. We have our legs in a sort of 90-90 position, so both knees over to the side, into your foot inside the knee, and your torso is going to go over this front leg. So you have got some options. You might want this back leg a little bit more extended for slightly stronger. This can pinch a bit into the lower back, so just be mindful of where you position this back leg. Walking your hands over your front leg and then resting down towards the floor. For a slightly stronger sensation, you come more over the shin. You'll feel that a little bit stronger. If it's too much, you can angle yourself more towards your knee. Okay, so remember these poses are trying to relieve the discomfort caused by the sort of lower back pain or sciatic pain. So you don't want to be aggravating that. If it's too strong, ease off so you feel that it's releasing the tension there, not aggravating. Once you're in the position, trying to relax into it. So it doesn't mean that you won't feel sensation, but the less effort, the deeper you go with these with this deer pose. You might want to support under your head if it's too much to bring the head to the floor. Just your natural breath will be sufficient here. If you do feel the breath a little shallow, take conscious deep breath in, pausing the end of that inhale and
Exhale, really letting go. We'll take one more breath here. Use your hands to help bring you back up to centre. You might want to do a few of those window wipers before we come on to the other side. So it'll be exactly the same on the other side. Might not feel exactly the same, but setting up in the same way. Knees over. Again, maybe adjusting that back leg if you need to. Coming forwards, settling in again might be very different. Most of us are a little bit wonky in the hips, so we'll have a favourite side. So just play around with whether you need to be a little bit stronger over that front shin or a little bit more towards the knee. That might sometimes towards the knee might be more comfortable here, but might cause a little bit more compression into the hips. So we'll have to maybe experiment a little bit to find the best spot for you today. Maybe you can support under your head, or you might have a prop at home that you can use if you don't want to use your hands, and then that allows you to relax through the neck and shoulders. Some of you may be happy to be right down here on the floor. Once you're in position, checking in with your breathing. Allowing yourself to let go into the pose. We'll take one more breath here. Using your hands to help you come back up. And again, a couple of those wipers, just releasing the hips. A little bit intense there. Come on to hands and knees. We'll do a few cat-cows, get the spine moving. As you inhale, send the tailbone up towards the sky, feel the belly moving towards the floor, then retracting the shoulders and opening the throat. As you exhale, draw the tailbone towards the floor, start to tuck the belly in, rounding through the back, pushing the floor away as you draw chin towards your throat. And again, inhale, tailbone lifting up, softening the belly as you ripple through your spine into that cow pose. And exhale, draw the tailbone down, again rounding into the back as you tuck the chin in for your cat pose. One more time, inhale for cow, and exhale for cat. And back to neutral. Bring the big toe together and take the knees wide, sitting back into tadpole. So the wider the knees, the bigger the stretch through the inner thigh, and create space to lengthen through the spine as you stretch forwards and bow your head towards the earth. Letting the belly and the chest move downwards with each exhale. If it's uncomfortable around the shoulders, you can bend the arms here. So we're focusing on this lovely release into the low back. Having worked through the hips, hopefully created some space there. Nice stretch through the whole of your back to slow down your breath.
gently start to use your arms to lift yourself back up. Bring the knees together and then lowering back down onto your belly. Create a little pillow with your hands for your forehead so you don't squash your nose into the mat, and give your pelvis a little shake side to side. And settling into stillness. Just feel the front body resting into the floor, the back of the body spreading outwards. Preparing for Shalabhasana. Bring the forehead to the floor now and take the arms back down by the side. You can either keep the arms here on the floor or interlacing the hands behind you, squeezing shoulder blades in and down the back as you move your hands towards your feet. Feet together, push the pubic bone into the mat as you inhale, lifting upper and lower body up off the floor. So remember, if it's too much with the interlace of the hands, you can take them out into a bit more aeroplane or just keep them on the floor here. Back of the neck is long, so don't overlift the chin. You want that nice long line. And you're stretching your head and toes in opposite directions. Exhale, come back down to the floor, forehead to the floor. Just completely relax the legs, arms, shoulders, belly for a moment. And then prepare for round two. Either taking that interlace or hands staying where they are. As you inhale, lifting up. If it feels too strong, we want to feel lower back is working here. If it feels too strong, put a little bit of bend in the legs so your glutes and hamstrings help you out. You want to feel that strengthening into lower back. Often lower back pain caused by weakness. So these back bends are really good for your back. And then releasing back down. Completely relax for one breath. And then again, prepare for the third and final round. Inhale, lifting up. Hold it there if you can. And then exhale down. This time you can turn your head to the side and just let everything relax in inverted corpse so that the legs relax, the back. Let your shoulders relax and the breath is returning to its natural rhythm. To gently roll over onto your back, so you can use your hands to help you onto your back. Draw the knees in towards your chest for folded. Literally hugging the knees in as you fold yourself in. You can apply a little bit more pressure on that exhale. And then releasing the feet to the floor, stretching your left leg out and place your right foot on top of the left thigh, just above the knee. We'll take single leg spinal twist, using your left hand to guide your right leg across the body, and your right arm can just come down onto the floor to ground. We keep the back of the shoulders onto the floor. Through this twist, massaging through the abdomen. Nice stretch down through the outer edge of the hip and thigh, up into the lower back. Pull the lower belly in, so we're not kind of arching through the lower back. We pull the lower belly in, get that extra length. You may want to roll your head over to the right side for a little bit of massage into the neck. And on your next breath in, bringing yourself back to center, placing both feet to the floor. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Stretching your right leg out, left foot coming on top of the thigh. Use the right hand to guide the knee across, left arm to ground. Keep back of the shoulders onto the floor. Pull the lower belly in, so you feel you don't want to be arching through the back, you lengthening tailbone away from you, so you pull the belly in. And maybe rolling head over to that left side. Only if that's comfortable, otherwise you can keep the head in the centre. Each breath takes you a little bit deeper. As you exhale, you can go a little deeper into the stretch. Inhale, returning to the centre, bring both feet to the floor. Take a breath in through the nose, out through your mouth. Feet coming to the outer edge of your mat, knees resting in to constructive rest. You can either leave the arms on the floor, or you can cross them over your chest. You're giving yourself a little cuddle. Let the breath return to a natural rhythm, body to feel heavy. If you're welcome to stay here if you want to for longer, otherwise just releasing over to one side and gently pushing yourself back up to seated. Hopefully feeling a little bit more freedom around the lower back and relieving any discomfort, any sciatic pain, and enjoying the rest of your day. Namaste.